Hi, church. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for this week's Devo. This week we're going to be coming from Revelation chapter 3, verses 1 to 3. And I know what you're thinking. This guy's not qualified to take us into Revelation. We've been going through with our Tuesday morning men's prayer group Revelation for the last few months. And instead of your typical Revelation where you feel it's mostly prophecy and end times and that kind of thing, we've been really focusing on the incredible amount in there that's on the image of Christ and the character of Christ. And it has been so rewarding, and it's kind of blowing my mind of how much is in there. And wow, has it painted a picture of just how truly Christ is King and how beautiful he is. And I just want to follow him into battle. Like, I know I want to follow him and I want to be with him for the rest of my years and beyond when I read in Revelation just the picture that's painted of him. And at the same time, there's so much good teaching in here that's still so relevant. So chapter 3, verses 1 to 3 is the letter to Sardis. To the angel of the church in Sardis write, these are the words of him who holds the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know your deeds. You have a reputation of being alive, but you are dead. Wake up. Strengthen what remains and is about to die, for I have not found your deeds complete in the sight of my God. Remember, therefore, what you have received and heard. Obey it and repent. But if you do not wake up, I will come like a thief, and you will not know at what time I will come to you. I have found this passage so convicting. We went through this a couple weeks ago, and I've just been stewing on it for the last couple weeks. And the part where he says, you have a reputation for being alive, but you are dead. And I just felt so convicted, and not so much about whatever my reputation may be, alive or dead, but when I think about some of my struggles, it's so easy for me to get distracted on our day-to-day. I focus on work, I focus on family, I focus on all I got to get done, and I don't take God with me. I can have a great Devo time in the morning and really start the day right. I do a lot of driving for work, and I try to do a lot of praying first thing in the morning when I'm driving, and yet I get later in the day and my heart just is filled with stress from work or responsibility or thinking about the fun things that I'm doing that evening or that weekend, and I tend to have a really hard time taking God with me and keeping a part of my day. And when I read this passage, you just realized, it made me feel like those days that I'm very dead. Super convicting. And I want to be more alive. And then I also just went through soul care with Andrew. And going into it, I was a little unsure what to make of it. I grew up in this church, and I grew up in a very large Christian family, and so lucky not to have gone through some of the pain and trauma that so many people have gone through in their lives. And yet when we went through soul care and started really inwardly reflecting on ourselves, I was kind of shocked at how much of a mess I was, and how gross of a sinner, and just how far from perfect we all are. But it just was a little humbling when you really start getting forced to look at yourself, and you just feel so gross and dead. And I read a commentary on this verse, or this chapter in the letter to Sardis, and the part of the commentary that really caught me is when he says, wake up and repent. What was written was, he's calling us to stop being careless about our heart's condition before God. And that's where I'm at. It really got me. This thing is like, I am not so much worried about my reputation, but when God writes in here that you have a reputation for being alive, but I know you're dead, I really feel a call to reflect and to really turn towards my heart's condition to God and really work on that and pull him with me through the day and walk with him. He wants to be there beside me, and I need to really push aside all the busyness and responsibility and distractions. And they're not bad things, but when they pile up as a group and they take all 24 hours of the day and there's nothing left for the most important part, this verse really was convicting, or this passage, and highlighted that to me. And I hope that some of you that maybe feel the same way, this can be an encouragement to you to reflect inward, and let's make an effort together to be alive and to bring Christ with us through our daily walks. Thank you so much, and just God bless and have a good week.